Hey guys, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you about this conversation. It's not an exciting topic, but Katerina and I are going to help you guys. If you're that person, you're that guy watching, and you're like, Arica, I'm so tired of the painful rejection that it comes to when looking for, my lady, the woman I want to be with, the person I want to partner with and do life with and go on adventures and make love to. Like, the rejection part is just brutal. Arica, can you and Katerina help me walk through this? And the answer is yes. And before we go into it, I just want Katerina, if you'll reintroduce yourself to my audience, that would be fantastic.
Sure. So I'm Karina, a high performance relationship coach and gender dynamic social scientist. And that's a really complicated way of saying that I've studied gender my whole life, specifically masculinity. I'm from the behavioral science world, but even within that, I've always looked at gender, like masculinity, femininity. How do they play out? Where does it get unhealthy? And where are there archaic, unhelpful old narratives and paradigms in the way that we operate, both with each other and with ourselves, that really don't work for us anymore. I mean, the world has changed a lot since, the world's changed in the past few years, let alone in the past few decades. So that's what I'm all about, helping high performers understand how to build better relationships with a thorough understanding of what their masculinity or femininity is.
That is so beautifully said. And if you guys haven't noticed, Katerina has a very beautiful, lovely British accent. I think that she is the female version of Matthew Hussey, but for men.
Right. Yeah.
And she's quite the looker as well. She's a full package, but she is taken, guys. Sorry.
I am. Yes.
So, Katerina, I want to ask you because you're so well studied in this. Well, I'm sorry. Before we get into that, guys, really quick, I just want to let you know that Katerina on January 17th, her and I are going to be launching a 6-week program to help you guys just with what we're talking about today about how do you find that ideal partner in 6 weeks. And so we want you to be a part of that. And there's in the chat below, in the comments and in the description, what I'm going to give you guys here. I'm going to give you the page where you can get all the information, but I'm also going to provide you with Katerina and a link so that if you're reading this page and you're like, this really piques my interest, I want to know even more, I want you to book a private call with Katerina and I to see if this is the right fit for you. It's not a free coaching call. It's to give you the information to see if this is the right choice for you so that you can step forward in 2024 going off strong and bringing in the partner that you wish and desire to be with. So with that being said, Katerina, I want to dive into this because, men get rejected. I feel like the rejection for men hits a little bit differently because their role is to be the pursuer, to approach. And I feel like when it comes to rejection, they're the ones that get their teeth kicked in the most when it comes to each sex. What is that? Why do you feel like it's so brutal for men out there when it comes to rejection and dating?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And my first thought to that is partly, I think it's confusing. I think what I'm hearing a lot of is, and I was literally talking to a client yesterday, it's confusing out there. Like the things that we've been told that work in society, the stereotypes of the kind of the models that we're meant to embody, like the hunter and the gatherer, the pursuer and the receiver, and all of this stuff, the breadwinner and the homemaker, these models don't really work in the modern day because the reality is pretty much everyone has to work these days, right? I mean, you might get lucky, but generally speaking, most women, I mean, there are more women who are going to university now than ever before, than even men. There are going to be, I think in the next few years, more women earning certain salaries than men. Like the kind of money's moving into the hands of women, right? So frankly, like, the role of men has changed in society on a superficial level. On a deeper level, it's still there, but we've never talked about that deeper level, right? Like, when we think about what the media is talking about, reality TV shows, like Instagram stuff, like, it's very two-dimensional, simplistic, superficial notions of gender. I mean, this is literally what I spent my entire academic career studying, what I wrote my thesis on. These kind of very two-dimensional, old-fashioned models of masculinity and femininity. And when they're so two-dimensional, they lack the depth, and they're not in integrity. They lack the integrated balance of what it is to be a whole, full spectrum human being, right? It's kind of, you get these ones like macho caricatures of how men are meant to be. Again, that pursuer identity. And so what I see a lot of is that men and women go around practicing and embodying these narratives and this way of being that we think we should be, but it's not actually how we want to be on a deep down level, nor is it what's actually going to work in modern day society. And we kind of like keep hitting this brick wall, right? Like, we just keep hitting this brick wall and we're like, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, again, for me, I also didn't get it. I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was being feminine. I thought I was being a feminine being. And I still had to call an engagement. I started to walk away and I was like, I don't get what I'm doing wrong. And I think with men too, it's the same narrative that, you know, they're embodying this masculinity and they're practicing what they read. And I, you know, talked about The Game earlier, but like books like The Game and whatever other pickup artists are out there and whatever narratives are out there. And it doesn't work because it's this kind of very flawed, limited model. And there's confusion. And that confusion means it's like, it's pretty disheartening when you're confused, right? Because at least if you get direct feedback of, okay, well, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and if you follow this strategy, then you'll get to your end result. But no one's really saying that. The strategies that men are following to get women are probably, in most cases, very archaic, outdated strategies.